Of the 9 radio personalities preparing for today's show, only one will win prize money of up to 50,000 Rand for charity. The rest of the team will leave with nothing, as one by one they are voted off as the weakest link.
Any of the 9 radio personalities in the studio today could win up to 50,000 Rand. They might know each other, they might not, no one knows for sure. But either way, they have to work as a team if they want the prize money. But 8 of them will still leave with nothing, as round by round we lose the player, voted the weakest link. Let's meet the team.
I'm Alex, I'm 42, I'm from Johannesburg, and I present the Drive Show on 94.7 Highveld Stereo.
I'm Fanele, I'm 27, I'm from Johannesburg. I'm a producer / DJ for Josie FM.
I'm Carol Ann. I'm happy to say I'm not the oldest in the group. I'm from Port Elizabeth. I'm a presenter on Algoa FM.
I'm Raisa. I'm old enough to vote. I'm from Durban, and I present the lunchtime show on Lotus FM.
I'm Kevin. I'm old enough to hang out with Tommy Lee, live in Johannesburg, and host the weekend breakfast on 5FM.
I'm Sugar, I'm 27, I'm from Cape Town, and I present the lunchtime show on Good Hope FM.
I'm John, I'm 44, I'm from Johannesburg, and I present AM Live on SAFM.
I'm Benito, I'm 33 years old, I'm from Cape Town, I present the weekday brunch on KFM 94.5.
I'm Derek, I'm 40, I'm from Northcliffe, Johannesburg, and I'm with Jacaranda 94.2.
Now the rules. In each round, the aim is to answer enough questions correctly within the time limit to meet your 5,000 Rand target. The fastest way is to create a chain of 9 correct answers. Get your question wrong, you break the chain and lose all the money in that chain. But if you say bank before the question is asked, the money is safe. However, you start a new chain from scratch. Remember, at the end of the round, only money that has been banked can be taken forward. The first round lasts for 3 minutes. We start with the player whose name is first alphabetically. That's you, Alex.
Afraid so.
Let's play the weakest link. First question is for 100 Rand. Start the clock. Alex, in medicine, which part of the body is usually manipulated during reflexology?
The foot.
Correct. Vanille, in music, a harmonica is also known as a mouth what?
Peace.
No, organ. Carol Ann, in pop culture, British DJ Paul Oakenfold inaugurated a British super club in the early 90s called Ministry of what?
I have no idea.
Sound. Raisa, in travel, which South African city has the airport code CPT?
Cape Town.
Correct. Kevin, in film, which one of the following films was directed by Steven Spielberg? Jurassic Park, Jaws 2 or Titanic?
Jurassic Park.
Correct. Sugar, in food and beverages, vodka is traditionally known as the national drink of which country beginning with R?
Russia.
Correct. John, in sport, swimming, cycling and running are the 3 disciplines of which athletic event?
The triathlon.
Correct. Benito, in South Africa, Chris Pryor achieved fame as one of South Africa's leading what? Zoologists or radio disc jockeys?
Radio disc jockey.
Correct. Derek, in the animal kingdom, what is a lemur, a mammal or a reptile?
Mammal.
Correct. Alex, in maths, what is 3 times 7?
21.
Correct. Fernando, in pastimes, which type of dance is the Blue Danube by Strauss? A waltz or a polka?
A waltz.
Correct. Carol Ann, in radio, the Afrikaans public broadcast service is known as RSG. What does RSG stand for?
Radio Sonder Grense.
Correct. Raisa, in South Africa, what is Fuzzy Gish? A unique seafood dish or a punk band?
A punk band.
Correct. Kevin.
Bank.
And you managed to bank the 5,000 Rand target. But remember, you are going to lose someone now, so strategize carefully because there'll be 1 team member down in the next round. Who's so thick they think E equals MC squared is a rap star? Who has a face for radio and must go? It's bye, bye, bye for one of you. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
In that round, Alex is the strongest link, and Finale is the weakest link statistically. But who will be taking the first walk of shame?
Voting's over. It's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Carol Ann.
Carol Ann.
Fanele. Fanele.
Carol Ann.
Fanele.
Carol Ann. Fanele.
Fanele.
Derek, remind the viewers which station you're with.
Jacaranda 94.2.
When did you decide to go into radio?
When I was a child,
What, age 4, 5, 2?
most probably about 5, as I could listen to the radio.
Are you in a relationship?
On and off, yes.
What's the partner like?
Fun.
Are you fun, Derek, ever? Why are you voting for Fanele?
You got mouth organ wrong. Music is serious business.
Benita, is it a pressure job being in radio?
Yes, it is.
So what do you do to relax?
Play golf.
What else do you do?
Besides radio.
No, stay with me, to relax.
Oh, to relax, socialize with friends, movies, listen to music.
Why are you voting for Fanele?
As Derek said with the mouth organ question.
Sugar,
Yes, Fiona.
go on, plug your station.
Good Hope FM based radio station in Cape Town.
Don't look nervous when you say that. You must mark it with confidence.
I'm just waiting to see what Benita is going to say about that.
You mustn't worry about the opposition. When you're marketing, just do it, big boots.
You've got fabulous boots, I must say.
It's not going to help at all. Why are you voting for Fanele?
At the risk of sounding repetitive, he did get the mouth organ question wrong.
So, Fanele, with 5 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
It's just crap. I thought maybe being the second, the third, or even last, just to get the cash. I reckon Carol Ann will be off next because she's a bit nervous as well.
Weakest link will return after.
Round 2, you'll reach your target of 5,000 rand. We're down to 8 players now, 10 seconds coming off the time. We start with the strongest link from the previous round. That's Alex. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Alex, in science, which 2 letters are used to abbreviate the words alternating current?
AC.
Correct. Carol Ann, in radio terminology, what do the initials FM stand for?
Crumbs. I've gone blank.
Frequency modulation. Reekse, in South Africa, Bow Valley Country Club was established by Beau Brummel as which type of resort?
A nudist resort?
Correct. Kevin, which theatre production features the coming-of-age story of Benjamin, a college graduate who is seduced by an older woman?
Pass.
The Graduate. Sugar.
Thank.
In music, which pop group had a hit with the song Band on the Run in 1974?
I don't know.
Wings. John, in Xhosa language, what does the word izolo mean? Yesterday or today?
Yesterday.
Correct. Benito, in Roman mythology, who is the goddess of the moon, Luna or Diana?
Luna.
Correct. Derek, with which genre of television show would you associate Jennifer Patterson and Clarissa Dixon Wright, known as the 2 fat ladies?
Food.
I accept. Alex,
Bank.
in pop culture, which animal was the mascot for the Zap It in the Zibby Can campaign to keep South Africa clean?
Meerkat.
That was an ostrich.
Ah!
Carol Ann, in food, penne and tagliatelle are both types of what?
Pasta.
Correct. Raisa, in music, South African country singer Clive B. Bergman is better known by which name?
Don't know.
Clive Bruce. Kevin, in DIY, which word beginning with H attaches to a door and allows it to swing open and close?
Hinge.
Correct. Sugar, in the United States of America, to which American state do Key Largo and Key West belong?
Florida.
Correct. John, in military history, in Nazi Germany, Hermann Goering was commander of what? Air Force or Navy?
Air Force.
Correct. Benito, in South African radio, if you hear Sam, Harry and Jeremy arguing in the morning, which radio station are you listening to?
Highveld.
Correct. Derek, in maths, what is 655 minus 340?
200.
No, 315. Alex,
Bank.
in language, which Mexican-Spanish word beginning with M is used in English to describe masculinity and virility in men?
Macho.
Correct. Carol Ann, in music, which band beginning with C did Lionel Richie front for over 10 years before launching a solo career in 1982? Time's up. The correct answer is the Commodores. That's fantastic. From 5,000 rand to a massive slide of 600 rand banked in that round. Whose knowledge is absolutely on the road to nowhere? Which one of you deserves to be outcast? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Statistically, Carol Ann is the weakest link as she gave the most incorrect answers. The strongest link is Benito, but how will the team vote?
Voting's over. It's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Carol Ann.
Sugar.
Carol Ann.
Carol Ann.
Carol Ann.
Carol Ann. Carol Ann. Carol Ann.
Alex,
Yes, Fiona.
what happened to the foot? Did you take a tumble from your ego to your IQ or something?
Yes, pretty much, actually. No, I was introducing a comedian and I thought I'd try and outsmart him by being funnier. And it worked. It was the real slapstick break-a-leg routine, but the consequence has been quite dire.
Are you missing Cape Town, Alex?
Yes, I am, but it's great being up in Johannesburg. Good vibe, great energy, and this is the hub of Africa, and it's great to be here.
What's been the highlight of your long and extraordinary career?
Probably doing this show with you, Fiona, and meeting Mandela, which was a close second. It's not going to work, really, is it?
Then what did Carol Ann do to get up your nose?
I voted for her in the first round, and I figured I'd wanted to keep the enemies down to just one. No, the truth of the matter is we all know that FM stands for fantastic medium.
John,
Yes, Fiona.
how are you feeling about being with the rest of this lot?
What's wrong with them?
Well, I mean, you're not really a DJ in the sense that they're DJs, are you?
Yeah, no, they're more important than me, but they've allowed me to be with them at least.
They're more important than you. Okay. You're more of a debate jockey, really, aren't you?
Yeah, DJ, debate jockey, that works.
What did the genius Carol Ann do to win your vote?
You know, I just figure if Carol Ann's gone, I get to be the person on the show with the most interesting shirt.
Raisa,
Fiona.
what sort of music do you play?
Popular Indian music, mainly, and usually from Indian films.
Just sort of a Bollywood station.
Well, I don't like the term Bollywood at all.
Why don't you like the term Bollywood? Even Bollywood calls itself Bollywood.
I don't see why the industry should take its identity from Hollywood, because it's the largest in the world and they're very good in their own right.
How old are you, Rita?
Old enough to vote.
Then you should be old enough to know that America always imposes itself on the rest of the world. Why are you voting for Carol Ann?
I think it was the FM thing.
Kevin,
Yes, Fiona.
you hang out with Tommy Lee.
Well, I just returned from Los Angeles from a press junket, and he brought along 20 very good-looking women, and I happened to walk up to him and just say to him that I really appreciated the work he did. And he said, thank you very much, and he said, sit down for a drink.
So why did you go speak to him? Because of the 20 beautiful women surrounding him, or because of him?
Well, I can't imagine that the woman would have wanted to be with me. This is Tommy Lee we're speaking about, the sex god.
You don't feel that you have the makings of a sex god?
Well, I do, but this is a man that's internationally renowned. I'm only South African known at the moment, but give me a little time and Tommy Lee's going to be coming to me for a drink.
Oh, don't do the national cringe. Go out there, be a sex god, Kevin.
All right, Fiona, I'll start with you.
No, don't overestimate yourself. It's baby steps first, see. Why are you voting for Carol Ann?
I thought she was going to win on pure looks alone, and I thought it would be easier to get her out now rather than wait for her to win it later.
Carol Ann, with an overwhelming vote of no confidence, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I'm just so furious with myself, but my mind just hit a blank on frequency modulation. But anyway, Alex J, I'm never speaking to you again in my life. I would like to see Alex go off next. I want to see him do that walk of shame on those crutches.
Round 3, and you've won 5,600 rand so far out of a possible 10,000. 7 players left now, another 10 seconds coming off the time. And we start with the strongest link from the previous round, and that's you, Benito. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Benito, which U.S. shock jock started a political campaign for the governorship of New York, announcing his candidacy under the Libertarian Party ticket?
Howard Stern.
Correct. Derek, in geography, approximately how long is South Africa's coastline? 3,000 kilometers or 8,000 kilometers?
8,000.
No, 3,000. Alex, in the human body, which word beginning with C refers to extremely narrow blood vessels that form networks in most tissues?
Corpuscles.
No, capillaries. Larissa, In film, by what name was martial arts expert Lee Yuen Kum more commonly known?
Bruce Lee.
Correct. Kevin, in geography, on which continent would you find the country Angola?
Africa.
Correct. Sugar, the director of the films Mrs. Brown and Shakespeare in Love, who returned to his theatre roots with the play Proof, is John who?
John Gresham.
No, John Madden. John, in radio, which South African radio station closed down at the end of 1985 after 35 years of broadcasting?
I'm not sure.
Springbok Radio. Benito, in music, which key member of the South African group Mafikizolo was shot and killed in Soweto on Saturday the 14th of February 2004?
Tebogo,
I'll accept. Derek, in modern history, which American president came to power in 1981?
Reagan.
I'll accept. Alex, in art, how long did it take to build India's Taj Mahal? 22 years or 52 years?
52 years.
No, 22 years. Raisa.
Bank.
In geography, historically, the Canadian Pacific Railway ran from Vancouver to which French-Canadian city beginning with M?
Montreal.
Correct. Kevin, in food, which word beginning with C is a small, dried, seedless black grape?
Pass.
Currant. Sugar. In music, what is Kirita Kanawa famous for? Singing or playing the clarinet?
Singing.
Correct. John, in the animal kingdom, the square-lipped rhinoceros is known as what? A white rhino or black rhino?
White.
Correct. Benito, in human biology, which word beginning with C is a more common term for mastication?
Chew.
Correct. Derek, in radio, which celebrity television presenter and radio DJ calls herself Brown Sugar?
Brown Sugar. I don't know her name, but she's on...
No, I want to know her name. It's Ursula Stapelfeld. Alex, in science, in which hemisphere would you find the Aurora Australis, northern or southern?
Southern.
Time's up, and southern is the correct answer. Well, it's like the DJ show. You bank nothing. Whose brain is broadcasting static? Who should be removed from the team like Enrique's facial mole? There's no greater power than the power of goodbye. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
The strongest link is Benito. Statistically, Derek is the weakest link. But whose time is up? Find out after the break.
Who'll be the strongest link? Toyota Automark, the strongest link in used vehicles.
Voting over. It's time to reveal who you think is...
Sugar.
Alex.
John.
Kevin.
Sugar.
Sugar.
Alex. I could be wrong, but I get this impression that you enjoy your job.
I love my job.
Is that a nervous laugh or what?
Yeah, and it's an irritated laugh. I'm upset. I shouldn't have got the one question. I knew Taj Mahal, and the capillary corpuscle, well, it's understandable. It's two C's, and they're both blood
Except
rise.
corpuscles aren't vessels, really. Anyway, moving right along. Why are you voting for sugar? Are you going to knock off all the women one by one? Is this the plan?
No. Although I have been threatened by the men. I wasn't supposed to say that, but they did say they'd get me in the car park afterwards if I voted them off first, so...
Are you a wimp nature?
No, not a wimp by nature. I think I just understand the principles of physics and maths.
Kevin, what is that you've drawn there?
Oh, it's a sore leg. It's the reason why I voted for John. I didn't really have any other reason to vote for anybody else, but he kicked me playing soccer once, so it was just to show him that, that he kicked me, and I'm still sore.
Rule 1 about being a sex god. You can't be petty.
How do you know? You're not a sex god.
Well, I meet them, Kevin, all the time. I'm surrounded by them. They're cool.
I just thought there was nobody else to vote for, so it was a bit of fun.
Derek, why are you voting for sugar?
I'm actually trying to protect her from the sex god next to her, just to get her away from Kevin.
Yes, well, statistically, Derek was the weakest link. But in this game, it's votes that count. Sugar, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Voted off now wasn't as bad as being voted off in the first round. I think Kevin should go off next because I think he's sleep deprived, so I think that's why he's just chirping and talking nonsense and just getting up everybody's back at the moment.
Round 4, and you're still only sitting with 5,600 Rand in the bank. You're down to 6 players. Another 10 seconds coming off the time. We start with the strongest link from the previous round. That's you, Benito. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Benito, in music, which South African comedian and filmmaker wrote the song Hier Kom Die Bokke for the 1995 Rugby World Cup?
Leon Schuster.
Correct. Derek, in computers, which part of a PC are buses a part of, hardware or software?
Hardware.
Correct. Alex, in South African radio, which radio station in KwaZulu-Natal broadcasts the weekday show called O'Neill in the Morning?
East Coast.
No, Lotus FM. Raisa, in sport, what is the name of the provincial cricket team for which Lance Klusener plays?
The Dolphins.
Correct. Kevin, in radio, which former game show presenter hosts the SAFM shows Media at SAFM and PM Live?
Jeremy Maggs.
Correct. John,
Bang.
a member of the family who is regarded as a disgrace or failure is sometimes referred to as which grass-eating mammal?
Black sheep.
Correct. Benito, in geography, which bay beginning with R and situated in Zululand contains South Africa's northernmost port?
Richards Bay.
Correct. Derek, in music, which musical instrument is bigger, a viola or a violin?
Viola.
Correct. Alex,
Bank.
in South African food, which vegetable will Sesotho dish otsitampo be made of, samp or spinach?
Samp.
Correct. Raisa, in South African radio, on which radio station would you tune in to listen to Derek the Bandit Richardson?
No, don't know.
5FM. Kevin, what is the first name of the shoe-loving widow of Ferdinand Marcos, former president-dictator of the Philippines?
Don't know.
Imelda. John, in South African economics, which nickname is given to the tax payable on alcohol? London-born female disc jockey played at Splash in 2004 and has had hits with the singles Spell on You and It Feels So Good.
Female.
Yes.
Don't know.
Sonique. Alex, in theatre, which musical with the same title as an American city features the songs All That Jazz and Razzle Dazzle?
Chicago.
Correct. Raisa, in South African... Time's up, I cannot complete the question, and in that round you only banked 1,200 rand. Whose knowledge is a blur, whose game is a cold play. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Benito is the strongest link for the third time in a row. The weakest link is Raisa. But whose game is over?
Derek.
Kevin.
Derek.
Kevin.
Kevin. Raisa.
John, what makes you laugh? That question.
Lots of things, actually.
Who's your favorite South African comedian?
David Cowell.
Least favorite?
I don't know. I can't think of one.
Yes.
I don't know.
Who's your least favorite amateur comedian?
Well, it's election time. I have to be careful.
Why are you voting for the wannabe sex god over there?
I just figure that if Kevin is off the show, I'm the contestant with the best hairstyle.
Are you with us, John?
There is Alex as well, but we'll work on him later.
Alex is trying to emulate Rod Stewart badly.
I think Alex came before Rod.
No, John, it just looks that way. Raisa, now we know you don't like the term Bollywood, so what do you call it?
I actually invented a term, cine laya. Cine is cinema, obviously, and I just took the suffix laya because of the mountain, Himalaya.
Why are you voting for Kevin?
I just remember the Imelda Marcos thing.
Statistically, Raisa was the weakest link, but of course it is votes that count. So, Kevin, with 3 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Beginning with H, emerged based on rap music, graffiti art, and breakdancing.
Hip-hop.
Correct. Raisa. Time's up, and out of a possible 5,000 rand, congratulations, you banked 100. Whose intelligence splutters like a candle in the wind? Who needs to have their brain tweaked? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Statistics reveal that John is the strongest link. Benito has gone from being the strongest link in the previous round to the weakest link in this. But will the team have noticed? Find out after the break.
Voting over. Time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Benito.
Alex,
Hi again.
do you have a role model?
Not Rod Stewart, funnily enough.
Is this coincidental, the look-alike?
I think we have a similar nose, and the fact that he puts highlights in his hair probably is... but I don't have a Scottish accent, and nor will I ever, so I think that's where the similarity ends.
Being the veteran you are.
Apparently so.
And believe it or not, a great many people look up to you and admire you.
Strange.
Is strange, but hey, you can't account for everybody's taste.
Yep.
So all those little wannabes out there who want to be Alex J, or at least want to do what Alex J does. What are the pearls of wisdom for them?
Don't dream it, in the words of Rocky Horror. Be it.
Is that why you're voting Benito off?
No, I'm voting Benito off because he had a dismal round, and it's a real tragedy because we needed him to get any kind of decent money onto the board. He's been so strong up until now.
Reekse, why are you voting for Benito?
He's really been the strongest link in so many rounds, but he just had a really bad round.
Benito, with 3 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
So I'm a little bit shattered with myself rather than anyone else for just going pear-shaped. I'd like to see Alex go off next. He's been the strongest link overall. Just like to see how the rest of the team would cope with him not being there.
Round 6, your cumulative total thus far is a rather sad 6,900 rand. We start with the strongest link from the previous round, and that's SAFM's John. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. John, in maths, if you add up all the numbers on one standard dice, what is the total?
21.
Correct. Derek, in geography, in which southern African country does the Great Rift Valley end?
Gauteng.
Country, Mozambique. Alex.
Answers, but will the votes reflect the facts?
Voting over. It's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Derek.
Alex.
Reekse, why Derek?
He had a bad round. He got 2 questions wrong, and he voted for me twice already, twice in a row.
You've spelled Derek in the non-Pretoria way.
Yes. Sorry, Derek.
Alex, why are you voting for Derek?
Britney Spears. Come on. I mean, it's just that simple. Sexiest woman on the planet, allegedly. #1 selling female artist in the world, allegedly. And he really should have known. So I have no choice but to let him go.
If you were on the planet's sexiest woman judging team, would you have given her your vote?
Not a hope in hell. Her music's all right, though.
Who would you have voted for in the pop world?
My wife. Oh, in the pop world. Ah, yes. Gee, maybe it's giving my age away, but probably Shania Twain. Not mad about the music, but I think she's probably the sexiest woman around.
You are giving your age away.
Thank you.
Leave it there. Statistically, Shania Twain's big fan, Alex, was the weakest link.
No way.
But it is votes that count, luckily for you, Alex. So Derek, with 3 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I feel being voted off this late in the game that you're losing out on the last bit of fun. Maybe it's a good thing that you don't have to stand there all by yourself next to Fiona. Next, I would like to see Alex coming off. I think to maybe give John towards the end a better chance to raise lots and lots of money.
Round 7. Out of a possible 30,000 rand, you've won 7,000. Only the 3 of you left now, 10 more seconds coming off the time. We start with the strongest link from the previous round, and again, that's John. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. John, in South Africa, what was the name of the tower, now called the Centec Tower, from which the first FM broadcast service began in 1961?
Brixton Tower.
Correct. Alex, in South African pastimes, the percussion instrument known as ngoma in Zulu is what in English?
Marimba.
No, it's a drum. Reekse, which one of the following actors did not feature in Quentin Tarantino's film Pulp Fiction? Bruce Willis, Edward Norton, or Tim Roth?
Tim Roth.
No, Edward Norton. John, in computer science, what is the name of the material that is most commonly used in the manufacture of microchips?
Silicon.
Correct. Alex,
Bank.
in geography, Ottawa is the capital of which country?
Canada.
Correct. Reekse, in South African music, which prominent Kwaito artist had a big hit with the song You Make Me Go in 1997?
Don't know.
Arthur. John, in television, in which hit South African television series did Mishak Mavuso make a name for himself as the character Jarvis?
Yizo Yizo.
Correct. Alex.
Bank.
In South African theatre, which singer, writer and entertainer launched his solo career in 1987 with the single Maybe Time?
Nathaniel.
Correct. Raisa, in radio jargon, what is it called when a DJ intros a song over the first instrumental bars or the ramp of a song and stops talking just before the vocals start?
Lead in.
Post. John, in history, John William Alcock and A.W. Brown made the first non-stop flight over which ocean in 1919?
Atlantic.
Correct. Alex.
Bank.
In celebrities, the hand of God is a phrase associated with which Argentinian footballer?
Diego Maradona.
Correct. Raisa, in sport, in which Australian city is the Albert Park Grand Prix circuit found?
Sydney.
No, Melbourne. John, in film, for which 1998 action film soundtrack did Aerosmith perform the hit song I Don't Want to Miss a Thing?
Mary Poppins.
Time's up. That was very close, but the correct answer is actually Armageddon. And you bagged 300 rand in that round. In the next round, you can treble what you make, which means that 15,000 rand is at stake. Who needs to be ushered out of the studio? Who's got a backstreet brain and an out-of-sync mouth? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
John is the strongest link for the third time in the game. Raisa is the weakest link as she failed to give a correct answer. But at this crucial stage of the game, how will the voting go? Find out after the break.
Who'll be the strongest link? Toyota Automark, the strongest link in used vehicles.
Toyota, time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Raisa.
Alex.
Raisa.
John, why Raisa?
In this youth-obsessed culture, I'm 44, Alex is 49. This is one for the over 40s.
That's sad, John.
I just felt one for the wrinklies, me and Alex.
Alex, same noble reason?
42, dude. No, John has been just such a strong player. I can't vote for him. It's as simple as that, and I couldn't vote for myself, so sorry, Risa.
You're actually ethical.
I know, it's disgusting. Are you listening, children? This is how you should be.
Well, young Raisa, it's 2 votes. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
It's actually not that bad to be voted off at this stage, even though it's so close to the final, because it was quite tough getting there. I don't think Alex deserves to win just simply because John deserves it.
Round 8, your prize money stands at 7,300 rand. Alex and John, down to the 2 of you now. You only have 90 seconds in which to play the next round, but whatever you make will be trebled. We start with the strongest link from the last round. That's you, John. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. John, in geography in South Africa, which caves are found in the Mankelekele Mountains near Nelspruit?
Don't know.
Sudwala. Alex, in celebrities, which SABC2 Morning Live presenter started his radio career in 1995 with SAFM?
William Bully.
Correct. John, in music, John Lennon made his final stage appearance in New York in 1974 with which flamboyant British pop star who was knighted in 1997?
Elton John?
Correct. Alex,
Bank.
in biology, how many chambers are there in a mammal's heart?
4.
Correct. John, in Hinduism, New Year is celebrated with the Festival of Lights, also known as what?
Diwali.
Correct. Alex,
Bank.
in South African politics, who was the leader of the opposition from 1979 to 1986?
Frederick van Zyl-Slabbert.
Correct. John,
Bank.
in radio, which former 5FM disc jockey presents the breakfast show on East Coast Radio?
Darren Scott?
Correct. Alex,
Bank.
in maths, what is 70 divided by 7?
10.
Correct. John, Vilakazi Street in Soweto is distinctive because 2 winners of which acclaimed international award previously resided there.
Nobel Prize?
Correct. Alex,
Bank.
in sport, in February 2004, who succeeded Rudolph Strowley as coach of the Springbok rugby team?
Jake White.
Correct. John, in astronomy, which celestial body was Shoemaker Levy 9 that collided with the planet Jupiter in 1994? Time's up. The correct answer is comet. Between you in that round, you managed to bank 1,200 rand. You could have actually reached your 15,000 because at one stage you had a chain of 9 correct answers. Not to worry, we'll still treble the 1-2 and add that to your winnings thus far, which means the prize money today now stands at 10,900 rand. But of course, only one of you can take that away for charity. You're now going to play against each other head-to-head. I ask alternate questions, best of 5. Whoever answers the most correctly wins. It's as simple as that. Alex and John, for 10,900 rand for charity. Let's play the weakest link. Alex.
Yep.
As the strongest link in the last round.
Miracles will never cease.
You may now choose who goes first.
I'll go first. Thanks, Fiona.
Alex, in religion, in which book of the Bible are the 10 Commandments first mentioned?
No idea.
The correct answer is Exodus. John, in South Africa, by which name was the Walter Sisulu Square of Dedication in Soweto previously known?
Kliptown Square?
No. The correct answer is Freedom Square. Alex, which US-born celebrity started his career on a Miami radio station and went on to host the world's first international live phone-in TV program?
Larry King.
That is the correct answer. John, in food, which type of food are pecans and pistachios?
Nuts?
That is the correct answer. Alex, in film, which comedy trio starred in the 1937 comedy A Day at the Races?
The Marx Brothers.
That is the correct answer. John, in South African pop culture, who became Johnny Clegg's partner in the band Joluka in the 70s?
Sipho Mkunu.
That is the correct answer. Alex, in history, in 1971, East Pakistan broke away from Pakistan to become which country?
Kashmir.
No. The correct answer is Bangladesh. John, in sport, in which international race did Cornel de Villiers come first in the quad bike section in 2004?
Boston Marathon?
No. The correct answer is the Dakar Rally. Alex, in art, which French artist painted the controversial nude descending a staircase number 2 in 1912?
Renoir.
No. The correct answer is Marcel Duchamp. John, if you get this question right, you will have won. So, 10,900 rand. In literature, the 1966 novel Wild Sargasso Sea by Jean Rhys is based on which novel by Charlotte Bronte?
Jane Eyre?
That is the correct answer. Which means, John, you are today's strongest link, and you walk away with 10,900 rand for charity. Which charity would you like that to be?
I'd like it to go to SAFM's Zifundele project for school kids' books.
So, Zifundele walks away with 10,900 rand. Alex, you leave with nothing. Join us again next time on The Weakest Link. Goodbye.
Hey, I'm happy. I'm happy to be in the final 2. I'm not stressed that the A program won. I'm just thrilled that my kids aren't going to go, dork. What time?
The highlight of my experience was one incredibly stupid answer that I gave. I had no idea about some action movie that she spoke about, and I just said Mary Poppins. And I don't know if anyone else laughed, but I found it funny, and it was very hard not to giggle for much of the rest of the show.
And the highlight of my experience playing The Weakest Link was seeing Fiona in that incredible outfit. Nice pants, great top, but also being able to say for the first time 94.7 Highveld stereo on television.
I'm pleased to have won. I just wish, because it is for charity, we'd made a bit more money.